audio implementation for footstep sounds using Wwise and Unity. Hey, my name is Adriano Pulpo, I'm a sound designer and this is Breeze Beetle Audio. As you can see, there's no audio in the Unity project yet. After doing the integration between Wwise and Unity, we are ready to get started. I just would like to point out that there are different ways to implement the footsteps. Okay, so the first thing to do is just to import some audio. I've got a folder for my footsteps on my desktop. You can select a switch container for your main footsteps folder. Notice that all your subfolders became random containers. Now we can hear the audio in Wwise. That's the concrete. Just making the audio shorter, editing the waveforms. Grass, it's too loud. I have added some reverb before in Reaper. Again, just making the audio shorter. I also added some low pass filter as well using Reaper. That's metal followed by wood. I'm gonna make the wood number 3 a bit louder. So now that we have our footsteps switch container, we need to connect it to a switch group. And in order to create it, you go to Game Syncs and you see the switch default work unit. You're gonna create a new switch group. I'll call it material. Inside that switch group, I will create all the switches like concrete, grass, wood, metal. Once it is created, you can go back to the audio tab, select your footsteps switch container. In the general settings tab, you will see switch and then select material. As a default, I will select wood because that's where the player starts the game. And basically what I'm doing here is connecting the containers to the switches to make them work together. Now that I have all connected, I would like to give some more realism to our footsteps. Go to the positioning tab. It's important to have your switch container selected. Activate position and automation. Now what you want to do is create a new. Then we're gonna call it left foot. Then on the x-axis, I will put like -11. I will create another one. I'm gonna call it right foot. And set the x-axis to 11. Now you can hear the footsteps going like left and right. Another thing that you can do in the general settings is to randomize some of the parameters. For this particular case, I am doing it for the pitch and the volume. In the events tab, default work unit, you just create event called footsteps. Go back to the audio tab and just drag and drop the switch container to the footsteps event. Now in the transport control, you can test it out. Well, everything is working fine, so we can create our sound bank. In layouts, select sound bank view or just press F7. Create a new and call it main. Just drag the footsteps event to the sound bank that you've just created. Select the sound bank, the platform and the language. Save and hit generate. Now we are done with Wwise. So back to Unity. Now click in the Wwise global. And in the Wwise picker, select your sound bank and drag it to the inspector view of the Wwise global. Select load on awake. And these are the footsteps triggers that I created. One for each material. Select the trigger wood and add a AK switch component. Set the trigger on enter. Tick the box use other object and select the wood switch. I just do the same for the others. It's important that when you're selecting trigger on enter, you select first nothing and then you select trigger on enter. Otherwise, it's gonna pick multiple choices at the same time. Here's the last one. Trigger metal. Add AK switch. Trigger on enter. Select use other object box. And just connect the last one, that is metal. Now we are able to hear the footsteps. I hope it was helpful. Thanks for watching.